On the last episode, the electrical assassination attempt caused serious injury to both crews involved in the flight simulation, but there were no fatalities. McKevin went from 0 to hero amongst his own crew, apparently saving them from greater injury. Mr. Blip located a metal thingamajiggy with a sigil. Bosun Tartar recognized the sigil, and he said 2 names, Volcath and Murkane, in the same breath as he said Vendetta with the old wolf. Library records show that the Murkane is an organization who makes spelljamming thrones, but their unscrupulous dealings have led Inc. to seek the secret of creating major thrones for themselves. Mert called us into a private meeting. Our personal records were destroyed apparently in last night's chaos. He asked us to relate our recruitment. Axel told him that he was thinking of blowing up Inc. like he blew up his own world, and he got sent from the meeting. He clearly has concerns about how we got in, but trusts we are too new to be saboteurs. Things we learned from the meet, the center of the multiverse, sigil is unstable, maybe collapsing. Mert believes the sabotage and thefts may be related. He wants us to flush out the saboteur, gain their confidence, and discover where it all leads. A mission to retrieve an adamantine meteor from the beholder-populated planet Hecatha is a cover for our mission, under the care of Quartermaster Ryback and Commanding Vina, McKevin, and the crew aboard a Tyrant ship. We installed a new throne on the command deck, but sounds from the holodeck drew me down to the trash where Clockwork abominations emerge with no good intentions. So I gotta go fight for my life. I'll be back soon.
Alright. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Spelljammer 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign, Astral Agents and Boats. I am your GM, Kiwi, and we are roleINC, rolling through wild space once again with our soon-to-be fully fledged Inc. agents, but currently still cadets. Agent Boggs, can you introduce yourself, please?
Greetings, everyone. My name is Boggs, and I'm playing the role of Astral, the bounty hunter turned into an Aarakocra monk, who is currently in a bit of a predicament.
Yes, that is true. All right, Agent Goonie, can you introduce yourself, please?
Goonie reporting in for duty. I am playing Ace tonight. He is a half-elf lost boy who's found himself in the body of a Githyanki, and we're learning how to become spelljammers.
Beautiful. Agent Kabuki, introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, I'm Kabuki. I am playing a human barbarian named Astral, conscripted and put into a Leonin fighter body, and we'll see how things go tonight.
Excellent. Agent Wynn, introduce yourself.
Hey, yeah, I'm Wynn. I am playing Dr. Carey, a scribe wizard who is trapped in the body of a horrible bug creature, but who is getting better at piloting ships. And she is currently in a helm, steering us into deep somewhere that I'm sure our GM will remember. Remind us in a few seconds.
We'll work on that. We'll try and figure it out together. All right, and Agent Viz, a beautiful surprise that you're with us here tonight. Introduce yourself to everyone.
Everybody, I'm Viz, or V-Islands. I'm playing Zominius, who is a Fire Genasi royalty trapped in the rat-like shifter body of a potentially eco-terrorist. And yeah, I'm gonna get caught up, and we'll see. I'm super excited to be here for sure.
Nice. Before we kick things off, we should probably mention that as Viz wasn't here with us last session, there was a moment that everyone agrees we need to establish as canon, where the head of the academy gave each of the group the opportunity to step into his wardrobe and select their outfit. The only restriction being that a red tie was necessary for field cadets to wear during their missions. So if you would like to tell us what is the outfit that Zominius would imagine for himself, the only caveat being you must include some type of red tie, which you can design however you like. So long as it's red and tieable, it works.
Cool. So I think Zominius is actually he's gonna go for kind of a chic look. So he might step in, and then what would happen is he would be wearing what basically looks like a red, like a jumper or a romper. Do you guys remember the Summer of the Romp hymn? It's kind of like a romper, although it would be so like a one-piece jumper, pretty skin tight. I think it would have instead of it being like a simple red tie, it might be like more like a part of the jumper itself. So like one strip of red cloth that comes up to the neck and then circles the neck almost like a choker, and then maybe a V that's maybe a little deeper than is appropriate or professional, and then arm length and ankle length, like sort of skin tight. I think crimson to match his whole color motif, crimson material. So
Wow.
Still a little chic, fashionable, but like also functional. He's not going to go for like a massive robe. He's like almost femme fatale a little bit.
Nice. So the actual, I'm imagining the whole suit is like this reddish scarlet kind of color that you've described. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Not going for camouflage.
Right. He said, "Hey, it has to be red, right?"
No, only the necktie.
Oh no, he knows. So he's like, well, red was the prompt, so I went for a maximalist approach a little bit.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, although there wasn't a massive amount of action during the last session, there were many tidbits of information that were discovered, which will be important going forward. It's always good to remind ourselves of these important bits of information. So I'll pass it over to the crew again to drag from the recesses of your memory the important bits that you think everyone should keep in mind as we move forward with the adventure. Any volunteers, or shall I?
I guess I'll jump in. I mean, I guess the bit, it doesn't seem quite relevant to exactly what we're doing right now, but the idea that the entire cosmos is tipping off balance, and the city of Sigil, which sits atop the central spire of all creation, is somehow about to fly off of its base. Seems like a generally important motivating principle for everything that's going to come. And Mert says we got to do something about it.
Excellent. So Mert brought you into his confidence with this information. Does anyone want to give some context to that conversation for Viz, so that Zominius can kind of imagine his role in that conversation?
Mert definitely doesn't trust like Axel for one thing. He's starting to notice some patterns with bye, baby. Go. He's starting to notice some patterns, like with the recruiting lately that has gone down. Like Axel is not someone that would be normally recruited. Hug and kiss. Bye, baby. Have a good night.
Dungeons and Dragons is a family game.
Yeah, of course.
So he's noticing that like the recruiting is not as normal as it should be. Like, I'm not a hero by any means whatsoever. He usually goes after, or the recruiting class usually goes after people that have done amazing things, like most of your characters. Unlike Axel, he's the one that's actually probably destroying some of the balance. So he would be one that would be taken out.
A salient point, absolutely. How did Mert reflect this not liking Axel or not trusting Axel?
He sent Axel out of the room, did not divulge any of the important information that the rest of the crew did, and was adamant about them not giving that information to Axel at the same time.
Nice. All right. anyone like to share their perspectives on that situation to flesh it out for Viz?
So there was a rather lengthy process that Astral went through to basically uncover that there's a group of basically unscrupulous traders called the Mercanes, who, among other things, produce the helms, the best helms for Spelljammers. And they trade to anybody. And Mert had dealings with them and then a falling out with them. And they may or may not be involved now. Could be a facade. We don't know. We'll find out, hopefully.
Okay, good. What does Mert think about that situation? Did he give his opinion? Anyone recall what Mert's opinion about that whole situation was?
Not favorable. He was not like. I mean, I think he lost his partner, and he's
done missions to try to actively steal things from the Mercane. He is not just like antagonistic, but is actively combating them.
Yes, and he also seemed to think that that might be a smokescreen for something deeper, and that was when he started talking to you guys about the big situation, which began with explaining where you were parked at the center of the multiverse, next to the spire that holds up the center of creation, the city of Dors, Sigil, or Sigil, however you prefer to pronounce it. What's he asked you to do? What was his ask, those that remained in the room? Zomenius was requested to tell how you'd arrived there. That was one of the things, right? He asked each of you to explain how you ended up being recruited, and what was your general opinion of things at the agency? So Zomenius...
Axel thinks the agency shit.
We've assumed for Zomenius that you told your story and that was acceptable to Mert, and you remained in the room present for the entire conversation.
I think that makes sense.
There was, however, during that conversation, a request on his part. What was his request for those who remained in the room?
Was it to do the infiltration thing?
Yes, it was.
Okay, yeah. Basically, our mission is not the real mission, and our actual mission is to basically infiltrate the Mercanes and see what's actually going on. Like, are they really involved in this? Are they a smokescreen? What's going on here? And also, potentially, we could see if we could steal some technology, perhaps. I don't think that was mentioned, but I just thought of that.
Nice. Just throw that in there.
Yeah.
Yes. So to whoever is involved in the sabotage that's been happening at the academy, to flush them out, essentially, and to, rather than confront them, infiltrate them and maybe learn the important threads that might unravel what is actually happening with the big picture of the center of the universe being unstable. Okay. Is there anything else regarding the general mission, the more basic mission that was told to everyone that you want to recap for Viz?
Well, it's important to note that Vina is on the ship with us, Tyrant, and she has to answer to us. Basically, her whole team is kind of our second. So I think that's crucial.
That whole crew, including Kevin.
We are not on a normal ship either. We are on a Tyrant ship, which is in the shape of a beholder, and they're usually controlled by beholders. But we were able to commandeer the vehicle by using the Spelljammer throne.
Okay.
and locking it in place. Right now we are still it's technically kind of like an enemy ship still, so we're still clearing it out, and that's kind of where we ended the last session with Estria down in the hollow deck, and about to be seems like ambushed by some creepy crawlies, mechanical creepy crawlies. Yes.
So
gravity is wonky too. It's important to note.
Why does anyone remember why the detail of why you've been instructed to fly in a Tyrant ship rather than a normal ship?
We're gonna have
because
to.
we're going into enemy territory, so
Right.
it's a way to kind of slip in unbeknownst to them at the same time.
Well, we're flying through basically Beholder space, Beholder realm, their home planet.
Okay. And the actual mission that the mission, the open mission, do you remember what it was? What you have to retrieve and why?
I do not.
Okay. So a chunk of adamantine has struck what's called the spindle or the fang in a planet called Hecatha. And adamantine is a key material in creating spelljamming thrones. So Mert believes that this is a perfect lure if the Mercane are involved. This is something certainly that they would be most interested to get their grubby little hands on, and believes this is an opportunity to flush out whoever might be behind the sabotage with such a tasty morsel to be recovered. Okay, so let me share the map with everyone. And I'll have you all roll initiative for me.
I'm rolling great tonight.
12.
Got a 6.
Yes, that's unfortunate for you, given your precarious situation. But this is the moment for your companions to swoop in to support you, I'm sure. Okay, so Axel is positioned looking down this shaft from the command deck into the holodeck. The gravity makes this a weird view, because essentially you're looking down the shaft at the roof of the next deck, with these mounds of rubbish kind of piled around the entrance to the shaft. The bottom of the shaft is essentially coming out into the bottom of the room, so you wouldn't fall from the shaft through the space down onto the ground, which is the roof. You would crawl out and pull yourself up onto the floor, and the gravity will change at a certain point down that 30-foot shaft. So how does Axel respond to this situation?
He kind of knew that we were about to get attacked, though, right? Like the attacking was starting because Estria was down there.
You're hearing the noises and the clickings and the movement of the metals. Estria's teleported down and then moved out of view. You can see a little bit about halfway into the square, so about 2 foot at the edge of the hole, surrounding the hole, and that's all you can see because everything else is...
Okay, so he doesn't really know that battle's technically in starting, technically. So he's gonna, after seeing Estria move out of sight, he's gonna say, "Estria, everything okay up there? Or down there? I don't know."
Yeah, I don't know if it's up or down neither, but no, things ain't okay. There's things that's moving in here. I don't like
I'm
it.
on my way. So he's gonna just like kind of the same thing as the other shaft. He's gonna try to maneuver, and he has a little bit of experience with the gravity change, so he's gonna try to go charge in there to help.
Okay.
just to get bearing and things. So he's just gonna move into that location for now.
All right. So how are you going down the shaft exactly?
He's probably gonna do the same thing he did before. He's gonna use his claws. He's going to use his claws, retract them or extract them. I don't know the proper term, but
you're carefully climbing down. You're not leaping into the shaft as such.
Oh, no, he's technically going to leap, but he's going to use his claws to try to help with grip. So he's going to leap at, like, however his, at intervals, kind of like jumping from space to space.
Oh, okay.
Down the shaft.
How far are you letting yourself drop at each interval?
Let's say 10 feet each interval, yeah.
All right, so the first drop is... You're in control. Gravity seems all normal. So go ahead and make your first athletics check with that first drop. Yeah, it's slippery. It's slippery. You feel yourself drop, scrape, and kind of scraping down the wall rather than in control now. You've come into an out of control fall. And right about the center of the shaft, gravity flips around, disorienting you. But you've felt this before, as you mentioned, so make a Constitution saving throw with the vertigo of how difficult this becomes to slow your fall for you.
Oh, that works. I don't know why I put myself at disadvantage, but it still made it.
Because of the fall.
I just lost the nat 20 though. Yeah.
You've kept your bearings though, so you're going to be able to, as you're kind of falling now upwards almost, with the pace of your falls almost to your advantage because it's given you a greater velocity as though you've jumped up to try and reach now to pull yourself up. So make a athletics check with no disadvantage.
Cool. Sweet, I'll take it. 21.
Okay, so you're now in control. You're facing the right way instead of like facing upside down to be able to now crawl up out of the hole. But that will essentially
be my movement.
Yeah, at half speed, 15 foot of movement, so to speak, will take 30 foot of movement. So you've kind of had to double move, but you can pull yourself up to the edge of the shaft and be standing.
I should have a little bit extra movement because I have 45. Right?
Oh, you got 45 movement? Sure.
Yeah.
You can still move in that case. You can still move 15 feet.
All right, sweet. Do I see anything in my vicinity?
Yes, you do. So, are you seeing yourself where you're on the map? Can you bring yourself over to Estria's part of the holodeck?
Yep, absolutely. He's gonna end up right there.
Okay. So, basically you're there and you can decide where you're going. As you're pulling yourself up and coming to stand, you can see emerging from the rubbish these thrycreen-like insectoid constructs, essentially, with these limbs ending in these rotating swords and like these little metallic clickers clicking away with these. You can even hear the mocking and the clicking, although it's metallic. You can hear this tone of mockery. One is very bulky and
perfect. That's the one he goes after, the biggest, baddest.
Okay.
Son of a bitch in there. He's like, party time! And then he's going to enrage and then go after that guy. It's the one to my right, I think, correct?
It is the one to your right, yes.
Perfect. Wing and a miss. 13.
Your greatsword's actually hit, but it has just done nothing. You feel it impact, and this creature just takes it. You feel the swords cut into the metal, but not into anything that's done anything significant. Like you're not quite sure where to hurt this creature.
Okay.
All right.
And that would be my turn.
Ace.
All right, so by now I've heard some things happening down there, up there. What I would like to do is jump, just leap into the hole, and when I get to like the spot where I can see, I want to Misty Step and try to get onto the ground basically instead of stumbling around trying to through. I like to kind of catch myself with that.
So you're essentially trying to drop all the way down the 30 foot? Is that what you're saying? And then when you can
basically, yeah. As soon I want to drop as far as I can until I can see something, and then kind of poof over there.
Okay, you're gonna get
like I did
about a good view when you're about 5 foot from the edge. You're gonna start getting like a looking up kind of angle on a wider part of the room.
Okay.
So, all right, let's have that Constitution saving throw on that middle point when all of a sudden up is down.
Everything's all right. Con save. Here we go. All right, so that
you keep your bearings.
So, I think I remember just jumping off the ship and trying to get the book from our last operation. I'm like, oh, it's just like that. It's gonna feel weird. I'm gonna land on knock and know what's up. And I'm just ready for it.
Okay.
Okay.
So give me an acrobatics check as you leap down to see how far you've propelled yourself upwards towards the edge, essentially.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's fallen a little bit
11.
short. Like the speed of your fall was a little bit cautious. So you're probably about 10 foot as you feel your jump essentially starting to slow down. Like you're going to start going back down the other way again.
Okay. And I don't want that. So I think that's when I would will myself to appear up kind of. Can I see the top?
You can see the top, but you're gonna have to appear on the edge because
at the edge
angle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point I would just be like, I want to get up there to be standing. I'll take what I can get.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll burn that Misty Step for the day.
Okay.
Cool.
So they're like standing in like garbage?
Yes, they're standing in a lot of metallic garbage. It's rough cut metals. There's visible limbs, arms, legs, robotic looking arms and legs scattered about the place. Wires, shards, chunks, cut off bits of plate. It's actually a nightmare to move around in the space. So
cool.
It's all difficult terrain.
Okay.
Unless you want to make an acrobatics check to move at full speed, which upon failing you'll hurt yourself, like ripping your flesh on the shards of metal.
Would I have any movement left after that jump?
Yes, because 30. Essentially I'm going to count that as like you've let yourself fall, in a way.
That was kind of the intention.
Yes.
Right, cool. So in that case, I will move in to engage this one just right here, and I'm going to try to hit him with my rapier and hopefully sneak attack since there's nobody else by him. Okay, cool. So I'm dancing around, trying to get in where he can't see me. I do. And I just try to stick at a joint because I don't know what these things are. So I'm just kind of stabbing at one of his joints, trying to find some kind of weakness in this metal bug thing.
And you certainly do. There's certainly a sizzle of sparks as your pointy rapier gets in between some gaps and hits something important.
Is that one square?
Yes, you've faced off a square, chunky one, much more square head and square mandible, jaw set, squarish chest, and there's a third one across the room, which is embarrassingly small compared to the other two, and has a real attitude about it.
That happens. Okay. Well, that's my turn.
All right,
Glad to
Zemenius.
Okay, so the shaft is it from my perspective of gravity, it's down. So is it falling and then climbing out as it reverses?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not super confident that he'll be able to do a controlled fall. So he's gonna look over to the doctor and say, "Doctor, are we really supposed to go in there, or do you think we can leave it to them?"
I'm not going anywhere. I've got to steer the ship. But as a general principle, letting our shipmates get murdered is sort of a con in the grand scheme of piloting ships. That's my stake.
I suppose so, and I do suppose I have a responsibility now. So he is going to jump. He's just gonna jump in.
As the captain of a ship.
Yes, I know. Yep. He's gonna jump in.
You can choose to do that with either athletics or acrobatics.
He's going to use acrobatics. Okay, and that's a 13.
Possibly. But let's see how at that certain point your constitution roll goes, if you manage to deal with the sensation of vertigo right in the middle that disorients you or not. So it's looking good, except you get turned up around the wrong way, so I'm going to need a disadvantage roll on the acrobatics.
Okay, disadvantage.
So just one more acrobatics. We'll take the lower.
Let's go.
All
Okay,
right.
so it's still pretty much same, 14 out of 13.
It's good enough. It's good enough to have pressed yourself onto a wall stretched out between the two. You're still about at that 10 foot area from the edge, so you're going to have to do some climbing to actually get up and get out of there.
Okay.
So that's going to take you a decent amount of your movement, but let's see with a athletics check how well that goes.
Okay. So yeah, he jumps down. He manages to make it, and like you could see him like kind of go as he gets to the edge, but he rights himself and he grabs onto the wall, and he's going to try and climb himself out. And he rolls a 3 total, so takes him a long time if he even makes it.
Yeah, I'm going to say you can't quite figure out how to advance. You're like stuck there. Like, how do I move my hand to get up? There's a sensation of like downwards now is back where Dr. Carey is up on the command deck. You're safe, but you haven't actually advanced at all towards the lip. Not with your movement. You can spend your other action to retry though. So that would be all of your movement, not advancing.
Okay. Yeah. He is going to. I think he's gonna. He's going to stay there for a moment, and then. So I don't know if I need. If I need line of sight for bless. It doesn't say in the spell. It says you just bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range.
Okay.
So
what does it say on the casting? Is it just is it only require like
it requires
spoken?
full. No, it requires verbal and somatic and material.
Yeah, I'm gonna say right in your current position, like you can't make the movements required to actually cast that. You're tricky little hanging on inside the shaft, spread eagled from one wall to the other. Because the shaft's actually quite big, so
Okay.
and it's not designed to be climbed. It's a beholder's shaft, so there's only some rugged points, but it's fairly smooth as well, so it's quite tricky to climb.
Okay. So In that case, what he is going to do then is he's going to call out. He's going to. He's going to be like, someone give me a little help when you have a chance, and then he's also going to say, now, Estria, it'll be all right. We're here to help you out now. So just do your thing, and we believe in you, all right? And as he says that, there's a shimmer of like heat shimmers around Estria as she feels the bardic inspiration land on her. But in addition, as that air is shimmering, there's suddenly, out of like the ether, there's a shape that forms, and it's the form of a butterfly made completely of fire, and it's just flying and fluttering around Estria as a moat of potential arises around her. Oh. And that's his new ability as a Bard of Creation, which is the subclass that he took.
Cool.
So Estria has a bardic inspiration, and however she uses that, it'll have different effects, which I'll tell you more later. And then for his, he's gonna ready an action to use vicious mockery if any of the creatures come into. He sees any of the enemies from his point in the shaft. He's gonna use vicious mockery. It's only a verbal, so
okay,
and that's his turn.
Okay, nice. All right, so the square fellow with Ace jabbing it in its sensitive parts is going to
have at thee.
Snap at you with his mandibles, and then come at you with each of its rotating swords.
All right. That was.
Oh, a natural 1. As it came at you with its first sword attack and overbalanced its chunky body with the mandible bite, how did Ace move out of the way exactly?
I'd probably do a spin and throw it at Taunt, like, is that all you have? Maybe like a little skip back a foot.
It puts too much effort into its first sword attack, and it's overbalanced itself and gotten snagged within a large area of wires that it can't pull the sword out. It spends it's the moment of attack to cut itself free, losing its opportunity to follow up with its other hand, or rotating sword in this case. The big chunky one met with Axel's charge, responds similarly, diving at your neck with its snapping mandibles, and following with 2 slicing sword attacks.
Then they attack 3 times. Huh?
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Upstairs, Dr. Carey.
All right. How easy is it for me to communicate with people on the ship from the helm?
Well,
I mean, I have the message cantrip, so I can definitely communicate. But is that a built-in feature of the helm otherwise, to just kind of talk to people on the ship?
Certainly not this Tyrant ship. No.
Okay.
So, whereas that might be a greater design of an ink ship, where they've facilitated that ability, your message cantrip's going to be vital to be able to do that in this case.
Right. Then message doesn't actually require line of sight; it just requires sort of knowing where people are. And so I'm going to use my action casting the message cantrip to Mr. Ryback down on the first floor to communicate that there's intruders on the ship in the central hold. I think I only get 25 words. There's a central hold. Access is from the command deck up here. We are in combat.
Okay. All right.
And I'm sure that was exactly 25 words.
It was perfect.
You are able to change your perception to different parts of the ship, though, to be able to gain line of sight if you were to do that, but you don't have to in this case if you want to keep focused on what's happening on the combat.
Right. Yes, I would like to sort of know what's going on, but communicate at the same time.
Okay.
And I don't think he gets any response back from that, and that's a full action spell.
I think
message can.
Yeah.
I thought they replied, right?
Yeah, I think message you can. I don't think it has the 25.
I'm happy to get a phone call back.
Yeah, they can reply.
Text.
Phone a friend.
Okay.
Yes, can hear and can reply. Okay. Yep.
Okay. Then, in that case, you get the affirmative response from Ryback saying, understood. Sending cadets up the shaft now. I'm gonna get dinner on. It's gonna be delicious. But I'm sure Fred and Kurtik will be a great assistance. Good luck.
No, not Kurtik. Nice. Oh, he didn't. Okay.
I heard. Okay. The little aggressive one is going to shoot 2 lightning bolts across the room with its from its little swords and just shoot them straight at Estria.
Okay then.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a thing.
The first is sent in the correct direction, but only just a glancing touch of electricity scorches a wing.
I smell burning feathers.
All right, over to you, Estria.
All right. Yeah, Estria is going to use her action to shoot at the clickety-clacker that is engaging Ace right now. Oh wait, here it is. As a 27.
Ooh, wow.
Nice.
And I will do that. As 14 damage.
All right. Shot rings out. Chunk of the Clockwork horror flies off. Doesn't look like an essential part, but it looks like an important part. Bringing us back to Axel.
After taking the hits from the brawny Clockwork, he starts laughing. I'll show you a real hit, and he's going to attack him again. Yes.
Oh.
Great rolls.
It's a decent hit. It's a decent hit. It could have been much worse, but the clicking back. There seems to still be some responding to your tone of who's the toughest from the brawny Clockwork. Ace.
All right. So I'm feeling bolder now that this thing is messed up in front of me. I'm kind of laughing and having fun now. Before it was like
that was not a mistake.
before I didn't know what was going on. It was pretty serious now. I'm just going to attack again while I'm laughing. Nice. Since nobody else is around him, no friend. Attack. You can't quite see what I'm doing as I'm dancing around like a madman.
Ooh,
Just
man.
sticking him.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take any actions. I'm just going to stay where I am and kind of laugh at him.
As your rapier goes in the same spot and kind of jabs in again, you kind of hear like some powering down. You've heard this Clockwork horror.
Ah,
Zemenius.
He's gonna try and climb out.
Okay.
Climb out of the shaft. Do I need to make a roll for that, or would I have, if I just take my time, like, could I do it with double movement?
Yeah, if you took your whole turn to get out, then I would just say no. Then no rolls necessary.
Well, not my whole turn. I mean my whole movement.
So, for
Or
10
if it's,
foot,
I just want to use my movement, I'd have to roll for it.
yes, it's a really tricky wall to climb. Yeah, it's not designed to be climbed at all.
Okay. Right.
should have helped.
Okay,
All right,
so
12.
you're just at the edge now. You're like hanging on the edge of the shaft, but pulling yourself up onto your feet would disqualify you from acting. So what do you want to do from there? You could probably hang on and free one hand now, though.
Okay. Yeah, he would. From there, he is going to. He will. Yeah. Climb out and kind of look around, see the situation, see the one that Ace is fighting looks pretty. Looks a little. Pretty damaged, and he is going to reach forward and let me just look at the. I need.
Ooh. Hazel, you okay, buddy?
Okay, yeah. So he's gonna reach forward, say something in like the guttural, ignorant language, the language of the primordial flame of fire. And snap his fingers, and there's suddenly a plume of bonfire raises up beneath that creature as he casts Create Bonfire beneath it. So it needs to make a. Actually, I can do that. It's gonna have to make a dex save. So that is Mr. Square here. Ooh, okay, so it fails. So he takes. It just takes 2 points of fire damage.
Which one did you put it under? Sorry, the
one that Ace is fighting with. That's square, right?
The damaged one, yeah. The badly damaged one. Okay. So you're to be able to have your action though, you're still like clinging onto the edge. So you're like,
yeah, he's still holding on to the edge. So he's holding on to the edge. He just sees it. He says, "All right, you look like the one," and snaps and says something. Kind of like dark and gravelly, and there's a flame suddenly lights up, and only singes it, but it still does burn. And that's the end of his turn. Yeah, he will. Hold on. Everyone else looks okay. He sees like the little butterfly flying around Estria, and he's like, he doesn't really know his own power yet. He's like, what is that? And that's his turn.
Okay. So. The wounded Clockwork horror is going to go into a frenzy and try its very best to remove this creature that is tearing it apart with its pointy stick. But he's nimble. He won't stay still.
Ooh.
One of the slashing
one
mad
step.
saws managed to scrape across the flesh of Ace.
That's fair. That's fair. Everyone gets one.
Does it move out of the flame?
It does not move out of the flame.
All right, then it has to make, as it's standing there, kind of just wailing on him. It has to make another dexterity save.
Okay.
Oh, come. This one crushes. So fine.
It seems to have lost its mind from the damage that it's taken. It's just standing there with the flames coming up around the sides of it, just trying to murder Ace without thinking that the flames are going to hurt it. And its metallic body seems to be the reason why it thinks that, but Zomenius has seen the first damage, did something, scorching, it's leaving blackened marks around the leg.
A little something. It's okay.
The big chunky one is going to continue its bitter duel with the roaring axle with very loud clicks.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Two D4s.
Catches Axel across the jaw, but he barely feels it. He's had worse. And that would bring us back to Dr. Carey.
Oh, right. Well, Dr. Carey is going to use. She's sort of messaging and talking on her phone with one eye and looking at the combat in the central chamber with the other. And I'm going to use my navigator skill of omnipresence to cast one of my cantrips against the square Clockwork horror, the one who's assaulting Ace and burning. Does create bonfire last for more than a round?
I think it's concentration.
Yeah, it is. It's concentration. It lasts for a minute.
Well, I don't know if Carrie would know that anyways. Let's finish the thing. I'm going to cast that against the square. Oops. So I believe I can grab that and put it on the square man. So I cast that zap.
Nice.
And no, they saved. Bad. So a ray of ice sort of manifests out of nowhere and blasts towards this one that is harrying ice. But I think that the bonfire sort of didn't calculate properly that shooting ice into a bonfire is actually not the best strategy in the world. So that has no effect.
The ice just kind of melts off the superheated metal.
I could have thought about that a little bit more. It's hard to steer. It's hard to steer and talk and shoot at once.
It's all right, Doctor. You're doing your best.
Oh, absolutely. You're also aware that the Tyrant is just like hurtling at mind-numbing speeds through the Astral Sea as well at the same time. So it's
we're like in like Star Wars warp speed. Sort of. It's kind of wild up here, actually.
Oh, man.
The little one, seeing that the clicks of its friends is getting desperate, is actually going to fire its 2 lightning bolts at Ace to try and support the destruction of the pointy stick man. A crackle of energy comes past Ace's ear. And the second one hits him in the kidneys.
Didn't see that one coming.
A nasty tickle up and down the spine. Estria.
Estria's gonna look over at that lightning bolt one and be like, you know what? I've had enough of you. And she's gonna swing her rifle and aim at the little one, shooting the lightning. I'm gonna use that bardic inspiration real quick. It's a D6, right?
Yeah, it's a D6.
So that's a total of 14.
It hits, but it just pings off this very hard surface. You can tell that the pellet did not sink in or reach any vital parts. This very hard to damage creature.
So as that, as Estria sort of makes use somehow instinctively of the bardic inspiration, the butterfly actually flies along with the arrow, and as it impacts, the butterfly flies into the creature and it blows briefly before exploding. And
What?
there's a thunderous crack as the small little clockwork creature has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Let's see. Where are my saves?
What kind of bard are you again?
Bard of Creation.
A cool one,
Oh,
apparently.
Pretty cool one. Okay. Well, so it makes a save. So nothing. So it basically that happens, explodes, but it braces itself against that little explosion, and takes no damage.
Okay. All right.
Damn,
It's small, but it makes up for its size in trying to be the baddest one in the room, like the big guy.
That's great.
He's not the boss in here. It's the little one.
Yeah, that's the boss.
Yeah, it's always the little one.
All right.
So Axel, after taking the hit on the chin, kind of just like turns around, looks at him, smiles, and nods, and then continues his attack. Really getting into it.
Ooh.
Better damage, a little bit better.
All right. Describe it for us as you are able to cut through this very thick armor into something that you can tell hurts it.
So after he takes the hit and he smiles, he notices that those spindly legs are just a little bit thinner than the rest of his upper body, and takes out some of the legs with a great swipe of his great sword.
All right. This quad pod is now a tripod. It's lost one of its legs. And you can see as you kind of like nodded at its cut on the chin, it kind of goes back at you. All right, Ace.
Okay, so I'm just shaking off. I've been hit a couple of times now, so I'm looking to end this pretty quick. Bobbing and weaving, going to just keep attacking. Same thing I've been doing. Okay. And I'm gonna just aim for the same spot. Just keep driving that sword point right in there. Almost. And then gonna look over down at the hole and say, so do you need a hand? And if he wants, I will move over and help him up. Or actually, no, I won't be able to do that.
Oh yeah, but I think flavor-wise, he will reach out his hand. So maybe when his turn comes around.
There's a grasp as things are momentarily paused there.
Yeah.
As behind Ace, this kind of creature just kind of like curls out, just plonks down in amongst the junk. Zemenius. If you want, you can move yourself over to the action as well on the map if you like.
Okay, yeah, now. So now he can so he's going to be right here, and I guess can he pull himself up now to the edge?
Yeah, just half your movement speed now.
Okay, so yeah, pull himself up, grasp Ace's hands, stand up and like, and then he's going to look around, and I think he's going to. He's gonna looks like it's pretty in hand. So what he's going to do is he's going to say the same thing again, snap his fingers and cast Create Bonfire underneath the small creature, the small little critter now. And he's also going to move, I think, closer to Estria, just to glance over and say, "Are you okay?" As the kind of flame jumps up underneath underneath this little guy. Who makes a save? He makes a save. Doesn't take any damage this round, but he will be forced to move at least, or not if they don't want to. And that is his turn for now. He's gonna conserve his energies.
All right.
Little guy's a boss.
The dueling brawny Clockwork Horror is going to do his best to impress Axel. Reply. Finally gets his mandibles on the Leonin. Grabbing Axel's brawny muscular arm, biting down hard. His sores kind of come in for, as he's holding down with the bite, to go in for the guts.
Woo! Wow.
He's trying to get
Oh,
20 on me.
we all saw that, right? We all saw that.
Yeah.
That was a cocked dice. Are we rolling that again? I'm sure that was a cocked. The first sore kind of comes in the ribs, and Axel instinctively moves out of the way of the other sore that was coming straight for the groin. It was a low blow. It was duality at its worst. Dr. Carey.
All right, so Dr. Carey. All right, so I'm not going to be able to communicate. So Dr. Carey says to herself, "All right, Axel, you gotta just stand still for a second, and this should work all right." Of course, you can't hear that. I'm gonna cast Sword Burst, and I'm gonna center it on Axel. So Axel is just doing his sort of combat thing, and then all of a sudden around him, just like springing up on all sides, like literally 360 degrees around you. These mantis like arms like appear and start like grasping and spinning and slashing in every direction around you. And
Nice.
I'm going to cast the Sword Burst on the brawny Clockwork creature, and it failed to save. So I'm going to do that many damages. 1 damage.
Wow.
And you hear Carrie say, those are supposed to be swords! What is happening?
Nice. It's still, one of them managed to dig into like the stump of one of its legs, and there's a moment of from the clicking Clockwork Horror. The tiny one is not going to hang around with that flame underneath its quadpods, and it's going to run through the maze of chunky metal scrap with perfect grace, as though it's run around this space a million times and knows its way, unconcerned for the danger of snagging on any of the metal, and is going straight for Estria, taking obvious offense at being shot at, and scratching his perfect metallic surface with your bullet.
All right, bring it on, you little bugger.
Its snapping mandibles miss your wing. The rotating swords follow in with gut shots, cutting across the stomach. The other going for the knee. One moment your knee's there, the next it's not. Estria.
Oh, you don't have to take that off.
Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, since it's so close, Estria is going to look down and be like, all right, you want to play a little fisticuffs? I can play. And she's going to use her monk claw attack. It was almost a natural 20, but instead it's a 2. Which turns
I
into
know
an 8.
how that feels. I know how that feels. Can relate.
So now that we're back at the top of the order, I'm going to ask: Can Carrie either see or hear the reinforcements coming up one of the tubes?
Yes, she can sense if you change your perspective there. There are 2 people making their way up the rope stairs as such at the moment.
They're going half. Are they going difficult terrain, sort of half speed climbing?
They are. Yep.
People need to learn levitate.
Not everyone can be a wizard. Axel.
So Axel, after dodging that low blow, just growls menacingly and he says, "You bastard!" and tries to do the same exact thing to him. So close. He goes for a general uppercut to his nether regions as well.
The now tripod kind of falls in on itself. There's a spray of black oil kind of comes out from where you're struck as well. Kind of stains the ground around him.
Yes!
Ace.
All right, this is it. We go again. I'm bored of you now, Bugman. Damn. And
Oh, the one next to you is dead. It's down.
oh, it's
now.
dead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
And we're keeping that roll, but you can.
yeah, of course. That's only fair. I'm gonna move though. I'm not gonna just stand here. It's difficult to terrain unless I roll acrobatics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna roll acrobatics to see if I can get my full movement.
13 is the magic number. Okay.
All right, 14. Okay, so Axel, do you need help?
This fight is mine!
That's what I thought. I just wanted to be sure. So 5, 10. I'm gonna move over and help out with the boss fight.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, and then I stab at him, but he's a small guy. I just kind of miss.
Yes. He's
That-
small
that
and
will be it.
fast. He senses you coming and ducks out of the way.
He's
Nips his
a
little
worthy-
mandibles at you menacingly now that he's
a
surrounded.
worthy opponent.
Zemenius.
That little guy's the boss anyways, so.
The Minius is going to, the little guy runs up to Minius. This time he claps his hands and the bonfire comes up right where he's standing, as he's cornered now. It's like, where do you think you're going? And casts create bonfire underneath him. Nice, this time fails.
Nice.
Ooh,
Nowhere to
taking
run.
7 points of damage. The flame suddenly is like catching on to you see some of the metal getting a little red as it catches something underneath him. And that is his turn. He's gonna stand there. You see the flame reflecting in his eyes and almost maybe there's some almost some of that fire genasi coming through the body. Absolutely small. Yeah. And that's his turn.
Okay, lovely. The terribly wounded brawny Clockwork horror tries to regather its dignity as it stands back upright. It snaps at Axel's neck with its mandibles. It's a slow, jerky movement, unnatural now as much of its oil is missing from the fluids that it needs to move itself correctly. This jerky swords come at Axel as well, stabbing kind of haphazardly, not in full control of itself. Just Dr. Carey.
All right, I'm done with this fancy stuff. We're just zapping this thing into the scrap heap. And I'm just gonna cast Firebolt on the one that Axel is dealing with, the brawny one. So fire comes out of nowhere with a 26 to hit. All right, that seems good to me.
Nice.
So I will do 5 fire damage to the brawny Clockwork horror.
So I'm gonna kind of mucus-like wall. Just this fire arrow just emerges, explodes into the back of this creature. It's going.
Oh, is it mucusy? I hadn't noticed that from up here. Oh, gross.
The tiny one sees that the source of this burn is Zemenius, and it leaps at the bard with its mandibles. Oof.
Oof.
All right. Let me make a con save. It should be automatic. Nice.
The fire
Hurts him. He doesn't lose concentration.
He's gonna follow up with his rotating swords. One catches Zemenius across the arm.
Oh, he hits pretty a lot. Nice.
Still,
Keeps
he
it playing.
burns.
This is nothing.
Astral.
Estria is going to. Yeah, she's gonna punch it again and be like, I think it's time we took you apart.
He also fails to save for standing in the flame.
There's a 12.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. A 12 is not enough. You feel
Yeah,
your
good.
claws strike the metal and just aren't able to find anything vulnerable within it.
Okay.
Small and heavily armored. Axel.
Is it enough? Holy crap, that's not enough? Damn.
Just as the horror turns to look at the wall, to what the hell just shot me from behind, your greatsword strikes. Tell us your surprise as this, what should have been a mighty blow, ricochets off.
I think at the same time when the brawny clockwork like turns, that missing leg kind of drops him down at a little bit of an angle when he was coming for a cross right across his neck and just totally misses him.
I'd say it definitely hits, but maybe it's just come across his back rather than his neck, and it's kind of like.
Okay, yeah, maybe just
up.
a glancing blow, yeah, and scrapes off his back. Yeah, okay,
Nice.
let's do that then.
Okay. Ace.
Damn, level 5, why aren't you here?
All right.
Second attack.
Not long now. Not long now.
So this little guy in the fire, he's okay. Well, he's quick. You're fast as me, I see. Thrust at him
Wait
with the
a
sword
second.
and
What was that? What's that roll exactly? You just rolled a d20.
yeah, it meant to be an attack roll. That's
Okay,
right.
so what's your attack modifier?
So yeah, that's right. Damn.
+8, so it's a 17. That is a miss. Yeah.
Jeez. Oh yeah. So I'm a little embarrassed, hoping not everybody saw that. Like, oh, he's fast.
So
And,
is that what happened? The little guy's just like nipping around much faster than expected.
Yeah, he's in the fire. He's kind of hopping around. I just mistimed my blow and completely missed him.
All right, formidable boss, Zemenius.
Yes.
Zemenius is just gonna disengage here and back up. It's 15 feet, and that's gonna be his turn. He's gonna keep it simple for now. That's his turn.
Okay. All right, Dr. Carey.
Oh, you skipped Brawny, no?
Oh, he's still alive, isn't he? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Okay, so he kind of, as the the greatsword comes off his back, kind of turns around, and jumps out at you with his mandibles again. Little by little, the scratches are starting to add up on Axel.
Nice.
A nip, a cut, a miss. Some of the honor seems to have made his movements momentarily more fluid. All right, Dr. Carey.
All right, now I'm up. All right. Well, I'm gonna do the same thing. We're gonna bounce to this. I want this creature sort of looking back and forth, look lion to fiery pus nodule. So I'm gonna zap again with a firebolt at the brawny horror, and that one zips by with nary a singe.
It seemed almost to be waiting for it, like looking around are the walls gonna get me? And there's a point in the wall merged there, kind of like and ducks aside.
Good strategist. Good strategist does the unexpected. We'll do it the next time.
The little one, seeing Zemenius retreat, is also going to back up out of the bonfire, and from there continue to attack Estria. Now that Zemenius is out of its reach, certainly return to the source of the scratch on its chest. The mandibles bite down hard, catching the thigh. The sores dig in, more blood splurts onto the junk. But the second sore attack is predictable. Estria moves aside.
Okay. Question, and if it doesn't work out, I'm just gonna do a claw attack. Would I be able to, like, basically just grab this thing and do like a slam dunk into the fire with it?
You could grab it and pull it back into the fire, definitely.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to attempt that.
Okay, so grapple check.
Nice.
That is strength.
I believe so. Yeah, it's athletics.
Athletics.
Yeah, athletics.
Okay.
Damn.
Wow.
That little bastard's tough.
Tell us
quick.
Tell us what that looks like there, Boggs, as you grab what looks like a, really embarrassingly small version of these.
Yeah. So I think what it looks like is basically Estria is gonna try to go in for like I think she was gonna try to like pin it with her foot basically to like get in place and then grab it and try to like toss it back in the fire, but she's just like stepping all over the place like trying to get it, and it's just zipping around like taunting her at the same time probably.
Nice. Okay, Axel.
Sorry. Damn. You missed again. This one-on-one is not going very well.
How is this nearly dead Clockwork horror gaining territory?
He's noticed that the reach of my greatsword has put him at a great disadvantage in the normal fight, so he kind of boxes up inside of his reach and makes it kind of difficult for him to get a full momentum swing to pierce his heavy armor. So it's just like glancing off of him because he doesn't have good momentum.
Love it. Ace.
All right, do little. Nice, nat 20. So I
There
get
we
sneak
go.
There
attack
we go.
bonus because it's distracted by Estria.
It should calculate it all for you. So you
Yeah,
just
do it automatically if you just do your attack as usual. This.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's a lot of dice.
Jesus.
describe
Oh, I
that for us,
finally got
there,
it.
Goonie.
I finally get a beat on this little guy's movements. Move that over. Finally see it. I've been studying it. Jumps this way. Oh, it's ducking. Oh, it has a little. And then finally, I just predict right as it's going to go and just stab directly down, right into its a joint of its metallic body. Like, haha, I got you.
You see it like coughs, and just like this spray of black comes out of its between its mandibles, and its attention is now squarely on you, Zemenius.
Worthy opponent.
Look, it's still up.
It is. It's making a comeback.
You're muted, Liz.
Zemenius is gonna reach back, and an orb of flame appears in his hand. And he'll throw it. He'll throw it at. He'll throw it at the big guy this time, and try and help out Axel. So he's gonna throw a glob. Yeah, that's what he'll do. Sorry. Produce flame. Here we go. And he's going to miss, binging the mucousy wall. And then he's also going to say, "That's all right now. You got this, Axel. Look at this thing. It's already barely alive. Cut it in half." And give him a bardic inspiration. That butterfly appears and starts flying slowly around him.
Nice.
So that's his turn.
The horror tries to take advantage of the moment that Axel kind of feels this floaty, fiery butterfly join him in battle. But rather than distract Axel, it makes you see the incoming blows, and you step out of two of them. One manages to graze you once again. But it's kind of just a pull back on your fingernail almost. Dr. Carey.
Not my nail.
If Zemenius is taking care of that one, maybe I can slow down that squirrely one. And so another weird pustule opens up out of the wall, but this time one of my rays of frost comes out. I'm going to cast Frostbite against the... Alright, does 15... No, it saves. Ugh, yet again. The fire... Is he still on fire?
No, but he's still hot from standing in the bonfire for a while.
Zemenius, we need to coordinate when we're done with this. I mean, space, Jesus Christ, you know.
I hear you. We can work out our organizational plans later.
You're just calling from this tube. They're like really distant conversation.
Yeah. I go for the left one.
Oh, the little one spins and replies with a nasty bite. Well, not that nasty, really, but you know, it got under the skin, drew some blood. The swords come swinging after. Cutting into Ace, one then the other.
Okay. I see you there.
Estria.
Okay. Is the bonfire still between me and Ace?
I believe so.
Okay. Second question. Would I be able to do like a wall run around the Clockwork Horror to go to the other side and next to Ace? With a check.
I think you can literally go through the bonfire because it's only if you end your turn there.
No. If you enter it, when you enter it, it hurts.
Oh, it does. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that sounds cool. So if you want to do that, let's say that's difficult terrain for a start, but not slipping. We'll make an acrobatics check to make sure you don't slip and fall into a jagged corner when you come down from the wall, so to speak.
Makes sense. These rolls tonight.
Yeah.
So you've pulled it off, but you've come down and caught your body there on a jagged strip of metal. It's just a wee cut, but enough to feel it, given your already kind of hurt state. So.
Would I still be able to use an action?
Yeah, that's just a movement.
Okay, cool. I will use Cure Wounds on Ace.
Nice.
Appreciate it.
There we go. That's a nice little 7.
Nice.
I'm just like, here, partner. Looks like you could use a hand.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Feel better already.
Some of the blood from the cuts and scrapes stops flowing. Axel.
Oh,
Nice. With Zozo's inspiration and the butterfly like flying around him, he's able to see his target a little better.
damn.
Still not enough to take him out.
There's a moment where there's like a and he powers himself through sheer will through the brutal damage taken to not lose this duel. Ace.
Wait,
Tougher than I thought.
doesn't the inspiration do something though?
Only if he uses it, but he didn't have to use it, so it's okay.
Okay. Well, this little clockwork monstrosity has my full attention now. I'm doing the fancy bobbing and weaving and dancing and twirling, just trying to kill him. And
Just out of interest, just roll a d20 and try to roll above a 5.
yeah, all right. I'm sorry, Astral. Okay.
Yeah, it was just a terrible miss. So tell us what happened, but nothing untoward.
Right. So it got in my head. Those last few hits, they got me pretty close. I didn't want to show it, but now I'm thinking about it, and I guess hesitate at the last second, and he moves. Isn't where I thought it would be. Completely whiff.
Getting inside your own head, that's never good. Zemenius.
It's not good.
So Minius is going to step forward to here, and he's going to look at the big guy and say, "You're pathetic." Why don't you just drop down already and use vicious mockery on him. Damn, geez, their saves are so crazy right now.
Their saves have been good tonight, yeah.
The creature seems to have understood you. His head kind of jerks towards where Zemenius is standing, and it slowly raises one rotor blade as if it was trying to pull the fingers.
That is his turn then. Yeah, that's his turn.
All right, so let's see how much offense it took there. 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to continue his duel with Axel. 5, 6, it's going to try and get some spiteful nastiness on Zomenius.
Spicy.
Oh.
It seems to have taken it to heart, and it snaps with its jerky, funky movements. Oh! And it's overextended itself, opening up an opportunity for Axel to make an opportunity attack as it's stumbled across the middle.
On.
I'll use the Bardic Inspiration, too.
That will be a hit. 18 is a hit.
You're fighting me! And just from behind, just splits him right in half.
Alright. No clicks, no nothing. It's destroyed before it can even react.
You see Zomenius is like sweating. It's like, thank you, Axel. I was scared. I was worried there for a moment.
Dr. Carey.
So you can sort of hear Carrie doing her usual muttering fretfulness. She's sort of like, I just gotta, okay, if I just take this new angle, and then she just for a moment she sort of shifts her perceptions to be sort of looking out of her actual eyes, and she looks to the tunnel where people climbing up, and she says, "Where's our backup? You mags need to be up here now, double time!"
All right, is that intimidation?
Yes. That's
All right,
intimidation.
have advantage with it though. Have advantage with intimidation.
Dr. Carey's serious right now.
Right, that's a 19 on intimidation.
As you're looking at the two climbing up the gelatinous plasmoid and the Thrycreen, they kind of look around and they start powering up double time, and they will now arrive with that G up and pull themselves up into the end of the shaft and run towards where the throne is stationed and say, "Sir, yes, sir, reporting. What's the situation? Where we're going?"
Down the hole! This space isn't acceptable on our ship!
Down the hole. All right. And the plasmoid just like leaps into the hole. Let's see how well his athletics goes. I'll add the modifier in my head. He kind of panics. He kind of panics. Ooh! He's just gone past the gravity and then clings to a wall like 15 foot down from the shaft. Rope! Slipping! Rope! The little Clockwork horror's intent on ending Ace. There's
Come at me, bro.
There's something personal about it now.
Lay down.
Snaps out its mandibles as a feint, and as soon as Ace falls into the rhythm of dodging, the mandible just dives forward right to where Ace is with his two swords and cuts him some new wounds. Estria.
Astria is going to, as the little bugger is diving with the saws to attack Ace, she's gonna use that as an opportunity to basically do like a kind of like a roundhouse kick, trying to smack it away. There we go. That is a 23.
Clocks it.
And that turns into a 9 damage.
I haven't seen that. It's cool.
It spins its head around far too far, and you hear like the joints and things stretch nicely, like the metal kind of bend, and its head kind of comes around, but it's saggy now, and just like one of those things that you get in the cars with like a bobble head, constantly like this.
I think as Esther like turns or like brings her leg back, she does that like martial arts kick where she just kind of like brings it up and then like bends it up and then like slowly puts it down. Like, come at me.
Axel.
Instead of like I technically have javelins, but instead of throwing a javelin, could I like just cut off the Brawny's arm right there and throw that at the other one instead?
You wouldn't be able to cut its arm off, but you did cut its a leg off
could I just
earlier. You could pick up its leg and throw it out.
Okay, perfect. Sweet.
It's
that's
not,
what he's gonna do.
It's not shaped like a javelin. Let's say that your ability with javelins is going to negate the disadvantage. So I'll give you a normal throw on it with an improvised object. But I'll give you some cool damage if it hits.
Do I need to do a normal check or my
It'll be improvised. I think it's just you and your strength, basically, with no proficiency.
Okay. So athletics or just strength check?
Just a strength check, yeah. Strength check.
Okay. Oh, why did it do that? Oh, because of my...
Yeah, no, it's right. You're raging. So.
That's your raging.
Oh, you're not
raging.
attacking though.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, he attacked last turn, so it would still be in effect, I think.
I was still being enraged.
Oh, you're absolutely enraged, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So this chunk of leg smashes into it, and that's going to be 2d6 plus your strength damage instead of the normal 1d6 of a javelin. And you can add your +2 for the rage as well to it. Is that going to be...
So 9 then. Yeah, I didn't add the +2. Sorry. I already rolled it before.
Plus your strength as well. Plus your strength.
Oh, plus my strength?
Yeah.
+5.
So that's a
So 14.
14. Destroys it.
Very nice.
Yes.
Good throw, Axel.
He throws the leg, and surprisingly, he's very good with javelins and just pins him against the wall. And as it pins him against the wall, kind of like the Predator, he just like sees that it's pinned and destroyed and just falling down. He just roars into the air, knowing that he just destroyed it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And I'm just imagining as you do that, a big glop of glue coming down the hole into the room.
I'm here.
Well, you sure took a sweet time, didn't you, Goopy?
You can help us out. You can help us climb out.
All right. So combat's over.
Well, that got a lot more troublesome than I thought it was going to be. Samina says, and he goes into his pack and starts pulling out bandages, band-aids, salves, and going around the room.
Is there anything more down there in the pile?
Is there anything what? Sorry.
Down in the pile. You gotta dig through all that trash.
It's junk. It's all metal junk, scrap.
Find me another metal bug. I'm not done.
Astria, hearing Dr. Carey's distant words, is reminded of a vague memory from her past where she had to basically scrounge around in trash to survive. So she's not above doing that, and she's going to do, I guess, an investigation to see if there's anything fun in there.
Oh, you just healed me?
Yep, with the healer's kit. He's going around with his healer's kit, putting on band-aid, like he bandages up the scratches, the many scratches and stuff, puts a salve on it.
Nice.
Right.
You're keeping check of how many uses you're using of your healing kit?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a thing.
Thank you,
You could have got all of those in healing kits instead of high-class wine.
I did get healing kits. I got 10.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. On now?
You cleared out Mr. Blip's stock there.
Yeah, I was like, I'll take that one too. He's like, that's my personal one. I said, I'll take it. Thank you.
Nice. Okay, so obviously the area is quite difficult to navigate through. So any search is going to be a considerable investment of time. At least 10 minutes of searching before there's any realistic chance of finding anything whatsoever. Is Estria not above that type of time investment?
I mean, would she know how long they have on this trip until they get there?
Oh, it's as far as Estria knows, it's a long trip. It's going to be days.
Okay, yeah, she would probably, thinking that, she would probably take the time to search.
Okay.
Then Zominius would cast guidance if he knows who sees Estria. Gonna search on Estria. Like, here you go.
Oh,
Fred, go help.
It's going to be
Go
actually
help the master gunner, Fred.
a perception check is going to be the relevant clue in this case.
Okay. And the D4. Oh, that's already in there. Cool.
Yeah, threw it on.
Okay.
So it's a 14 total.
As you go through this junk pile, you actually move aside an area where one of the Clockwork horrors emerge from, and beneath much of this useless junk, there is a nearly fully intact body of an autonym. It's missing an arm and both its legs, but as you move the junk from on top of it, there is like it's moving about. It's not moving about well, and it seems to have like lost its eyes. But there's like some gears turning, and it seems to be trying to speak, but it's all just fizzing and buzzing, like that part of it's damaged internally as well. But you're pretty sure that there's whatever animates the autonym, life, if you want to call it that, is still in this thing. And next to it, clutched in its one good arm, is a small iron coffer.
Astria's gonna kind of bend down and get real close to the robot and say, "Excuse me, partner. I'm gonna just see if this helps me identify or help you out, and I'll get right back to you." And she's gonna take the little iron coffer.
Okay, nice. So that was about 10 minutes of time. So what was everyone else doing during that 10 minutes?
I would say that's when Zominius was healing everyone. That's
Okay.
when he was like, yeah, you're bandaging stuff.
You can also be initiating a short rest if everyone wants. That could be the beginning of a short rest, like first 10 minutes of a short rest if everyone wants to be
Oh, hell yeah.
taking stock.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think
I can do
that's
that.
a good idea.
Okay, but you can still be doing light activities or what have you during the short rest. And Dr. Carries, of course, is fine and dandy, having had the best seat in the house for a...
Nice.
Yeah.
And how?
That's exactly what I needed.
Recovery rolls. I guess Axel at the time would he has his rope, and he'd probably try to climb and set up a rope back to the command deck for the rest of the group.
Nice. Okay. Let's see how successfully that goes.
Okay.
An athletics check. How good the roping.
Oh, sorry, I'm still with advantage right now. Let me take that off. And then do another roll straight up.
Yeah, there's a not as good as the first ladder that you put up. Do you have a second rope?
Hold on, let me look.
Wait, so
No, I
what
just
are
have
you doing now?
one 50-foot hempen rope.
You're setting up a rope?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that you can climb up and down more easily.
Oh, okay. Can I have... I would have put guidance on that if I, know
Okay.
that he was...
Sure.
Yeah, so... Toss a d4. So it would have been a 14.
Yeah,
I don't know if that would make
it's
much
again, and it does make a difference. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's a good. That's gone from a shabby job to a good job. Yeah.
Solid. Okay, cool.
Nice.
That little butterfly. Oh no, that's part of the version. Sorry.
So
The flame guides your hands, Axel.
Fred, the plasmoid's kind of standing around like, so everything's good? Everything's okay?
Clean up this mess. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, if you got nothing better to do, you can help me fix this little critter over here.
Oh,
Perhaps we could take it to the doctor and see. I'm sure Dr. Carey would like to have a look-see at this, that little creation.
Fred's like, he's looking around and he says, maybe. He kind of concentrates on his mouth and his lips kind of take much greater shape as he concentrates on his speech. There can be the spare parts lying around here somewhere in all this mess.
Possibly.
Esther's eyes are going to perk up at that and be like, or better than spare parts. And she's going to look around and see if there's any, like, things that could easily, like, attach to this thing, potentially, that would be a weapon.
Like upgrades.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so basically every 10 minutes a person spends searching the area. They've got a chance of finding something that this autonomous survivor is missing. But I like the idea of finding things which you could attach as well. So if you get like a ridiculously good success above the DC 15 Arcana check that's required, then I will say that you find something not of its origin, but something cool that could work instead.
I count 6 buzzsaw arms that we just severed from bodies.
Yeah. So what's the situation with Dr. Carey? Does she need to stay in the throne right now? Like, are we...
Yeah.
You have to stay...
I don't know. I had the same question.
Someone could take the helm and navigate in Dr. Carey's place, but you could certainly stop the travel and take a break from moving. Of course,
there's no Spelljammer autopilot.
No.
Yeah,
there's no Spelljammer. No, there's not.
So
The ship would
will-
flounder and just.
He'll offer to, he'll climb up the rope, kind of like, woo, do a little flip at the middle section and, like, Doctor, there's quite a lot of material down there. I think that might be interesting to you. I could temporarily take the helm if you'd like to have a look-see. We don't delay any longer.
Oh, I suppose that's good. I think we just kind of keep. Oh, yeah. Thank you. We need the crew. The crew is. Are they being helpful down there?
Some of them, yes.
They're not showing the appropriate hustle, if you ask me.
I agree. We'll whip them into shape eventually. He is, and then so slide into the chair if the doctor will wanna go off.
Yep, I'll shinny down the.
Okay, with the
I guess
rope ladder being set up, certainly if you've waited for that to be established in the meantime, it's now you can jump down basically, and as the jump ends, you can grab onto the rope ladder and kind of climb up pretty easily at this stage. So, and that can work both ways. Basically, you're falling down at a certain point, you're jumping up and just grabbing onto the rope ladder and climbing the rest of the way safely.
Do I need to roll for that?
No. The rope ladder has made that.
Yeah, I'll shin you down if Zominius is in the helm.
Yeah, he locks in.
Down and then up at the last second.
Nice. Okay. So now Dr. Carey is available to either aid in the search or to observe the survivor that's been discovered.
Oh yeah, has anyone tried talking to this man person?
I don't think he can, or whoever it is, can communicate, but they did have this, and she's going to show the little coffer to Dr. Carey.
It's his? I suppose it would be rude to open it, but...
True, I was just holding on to it until we could wake him up, and then, ask him about it, give it back to him, polite and such.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, let's see if I can. Has anyone assembled a auto person before?
No.
can't say I have.
I mean, out of character, I have proficiency in smith's tools, but that seems like the only thing that's even remotely potentially useful for that sort of procedure.
They will be useful, but not as useful as tinkering tools. If you know what tinkering tools will be the ideal tools to use here.
Ace has carpenter's tool for like boots and stuff.
Tinker's tools, no.
The smithing tools can certainly put on the larger parts like really effectively. I think the arms and the legs that are missing.
Can I? Oh no! It's just Carrie tries to reach out her senses to see what everybody's doing under decks, and then she realizes, I'm not in the I'm not in the helm anymore. That's gonna take some getting used to. Well, I'd really like to talk to the folks downstairs. She's gonna try to cast a message to someone down there. She wants to try to catch Rybeck with a message if she can do it. I mean, he must be like just 30 feet below our feet.
Yes, she can. Yes.
Okay, so she wants to cast a message and say, can you see if anyone in the crew has experience with tinkering?
Tonight's dinner's going to be delicious. Yeah, sure. I'll send McKevin to speak to Wiener and the brats.
Thank you. I gotta stop calling that.
I'll help anybody search.
Yeah, let's see what we can do.
Give advantage by basically picking up junk. Like he has no case. Well, is this it? Will this work?
Okay, nice.
So I'm trying to help, but maybe not so much.
No, that does help because there's a lot of junk and you're helping sort through it, and that will provide advantage to the finding the actual right stuff, which is an Arcana check.
This is shiny.
And multiple people can be trying to search at the same time, so if Axel wanted, he could also be helping Dr. Carey, and Ace could be helping Estria, and you could both get advantages on those checks.
Sure, I will absolutely help Dr. Carey. Absolutely.
All right.
Yep, I'll start digging around. Arcana?
Yep, Arcana, and 15 is the magic number.
With advantage.
That is not a 15.
Oh my! Oh, 15 on the dot.
Nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
The first 10 minutes...
Dropped a 1. Ugh.
The first 10 minutes, the search bears some fruit. There was a lot of discarded junk that looked like it might fit, but Axel actually offers Dr. Carey what looks to be a working leg that could be affixed to the autonym.
Oh, I can probably do something with that. I'm worried about it. I feel like I feel like the real gnominess is in the eyebrows, but I don't think I could do that. I think the leg I can do something with.
With another leg, it certainly would be. At the moment, it would be one-legged and unable to stand. But finding the other leg, it seems to be just an investment in time at this stage.
The gods didn't create the universe in a day.
We've got time, right?
If you just want to barrel through the time, we can see how long it takes to find.
Looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess go for it. Zemenius is just chilling up on top.
So
It's like,
up top, Zemenius is dealing with that tingling feeling sensation as your mind becomes part of this Tyrant ship. Not the most pleasant feeling. This pins and needles all through your body and like even inside your brain. But after a while, going through that sensation, suddenly going through the astral sea is incredible sensation and moving at that impossible speed.
yeah.
Meanwhile,
It's beautiful.
the search down below is going very well. The
Axel finds another leg. He's like, Jerry! Jerry!
Oh, it's even almost the same size.
It's the second leg, but Ace has found something even cooler. Like, it's a leg, but it can be more. So those rolls are both high enough to invent something that fits that wouldn't be for the original gnome that you can work with. So it's a leg that's going to work as a leg, but it can be something more. And as well, the arm that's been found can be an arm that's going to work, but be something more. So I'm going to leave that creation for you guys to decide what's the extra thing on the leg, what's the extra thing about the arm that you've found.
Hell yeah.
I'll let you decide.
Oh, these legs must have been for some sort of servant on the actual ship. See, it's got these little ports on the bottom. I think if we connect it to the power, I think this thing could actually hover up and down the tubes here. It could actually be a runner.
Oh shit! Nice, love it.
Nice.
Okay, let me make a note.
Yeah, dope.
Nice, My immediate thought was, gun leg, definitely.
Yeah, no, that was.
I'm thinking like bladed foot or something.
Yeah.
This looks like the leg of a kung fu master.
Yes.
All right, what about the arm there? That we're gonna leave that in Ace and Istria territory.
Are we building Iron Man right now? Is that what we're going on?
I mean, I feel like since we didn't do the gun leg, we kind of have to do the gun arm, right?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
All right, yeah. Let's do
Look
a
at
gun
this
arm.
Nice.
spot on the wrist. It has like this hole kind of thing, like up on. What do you think that is?
Instead of the hidden
that
blade, it's
flips
the hidden
up.
gun.
Love it. All right, gun arm. Beautiful. So that's about in total, I'd say about 40 minutes has passed since the combat was over. But you can keep searching now. You can see that the gnome is missing its eyes, and there is some parts of it which, although all the limbs and torso are there seem to be some interconnecting parts that it's going to need to like be rejoined, and it might have some missing integral parts, smaller bits within its structure that need to be interconnected. But the eyes are going to be key, and then there seems to be some damage to whatever should allow it to speak.
Yeah.
So the walls
You
are
can
like
carry as long as he's ready.
the walls are like glowing entirely, right? There's no like specific light source.
No.
Okay. Is the wall goopy? Like, could I like take a chunk out of it with my hand?
It is. You could get some slime, so to speak, but it is quite. It's quite solid.
Okay.
But should we try to put this guy? Why don't we bring? Should bring our gnome friend up out of this hold. This doesn't seem like the best place on the ship.
It's not my favorite place, to be honest.
No, I think sealing this up seems like the best idea if we don't want to rummage around in the trash heap.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Was one of the so there's like in the command deck there was like a bunch of lobes. To our non-beholder like perspectives, were those lobes like was one of them like a sick bay and one of them, like a navigation, or can we?
It seems so alien. I'd have to ask you for a really hard Arcana check.
I mean, I guess I'm willing to try. Ooh, natural one. That's a 7 in total. Okay. Well, I think we might as well make whatever the hell's going on up on the deck. We might as well make one of them. We need to make this we need to make this ship our own, right? It's our ship now.
You think one of them was actually designed to be a sick bay, actually?
I think we must need to make one of these as a sort of a sick bay. I think if we're trying to rehabilitate this auto gnome, I think leaving him in a trash heap is a bad idea, and putting him in a sick bay is a good idea.
Makes sense to me.
I agree.
Yeah, so Minius would be like, well, if you're going to, because he can, with the awareness stuff, he can hear, right?
Yes.
He can hear the conversation happening. Yeah,
absolutely.
So he's gonna, and he also has message, so he'll message Dr. Carey. You'll hear it in your head. Well, Doctor, if you're going to attempt to do that, such a complicated procedure, why don't you bring him up to me and I'll give you a hand if I can.
All right. Well, they're getting. We just need to figure out how to get him up this rope. I've already used my levitate. Should we just tie? Is there a way we can tie? I don't know. Tie around the waist, but try to just hoist him. Get someone up at the top.
Could Axel just carry him with one hand and just one hand with the rope?
Yeah, if you did the
or just throw him up there.
You kind of fall back and kind of probably end up bobbing in the middle somewhere.
He's like gnome. He's like gnome size. He's like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, gnome sized. Yeah.
Is he gnome weight?
Yeah, but a little bit heavier because he's completely metal. But
yeah, all right. You can carry.
Okay.
I think I can carry him, right?
Yeah, I think you can do that.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah, let me do it. I'll carry him up there. Axel will carry him.
The leap is going to be key because if you can leap far enough that you can reach almost like the edge, you're done, right? You can just dump him out and grab hold. So give me an athletics check for how good your leap is. Yeah,
I think 22 is pretty good, right?
Pretty good.
Basically, if you've emerged from your jump, up, when you've reached from falling and you start jumping up, your head's come above the ground level of the command deck. So you're clear to dump him out and just...
Sweet, yeah, I'll dump him out, grab hold of myself, and... Sorry, hoist myself up as well. Sorry again. Sorry.
Bless you.
Bless you.
The bay at 6 o'clock is the sick bay?
Makes sense to me. It is the most infectious hour, they say.
I don't know what that means.
Well, why don't you just do it over here, Doctor? Because you're at the top, right? Let's just do it by the throne. I'm quite curious to see if, what we put together.
I'm not actually the throne. I just didn't move myself.
Yeah, I'm up here.
I'm over here. Sure.
Oh, you're moving. Cool.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, Axel's toting them, so.
Eight and Astral, you're heading up as well.
Yes. Might as well.
The gnome is, you're taking all of the parts that you've gotten from as well, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so you've got the 2 legs and an arm.
Still missing the eyes and stuff.
Did we add Ziminius? Have you done something like this before?
Exactly, but I consider myself a bit of a jack of all trades, so I like to try my hand at most things.
Do you want to try your hand at assembling a living creature from scrap metal?
Sure.
Alright, good.
Well, what's the check basically, or what is the process that we have to would need to put this guy back together?
So it's going to be an investment in time, and you're going to need some sort of available tools. So for these parts, the smithing tools will be, for the larger parts, be viable. For the smaller parts, the eyes and any inner workings as such will require the tinker tools, though.
Okay. Have we assembled all enough parts to put them back together? Do we need to spend more time looking for?
You could certainly put the arms and the legs back together. Yeah, but to put the eyes and the inner workings of whatever's wrong with it internally, you need to keep looking. Yeah.
Okay. So do you guys want to keep looking for?
Well, yeah, I could go down and look while you guys are trying to attach some of these parts to him.
Axel will also go down with Ace 2.
Yeah. So
Only
maybe
metal in my world was swords. I've never seen moving metal.
Me neither, really.
Excuse me. So maybe me and the doctor will start working on putting the bigger pieces together. Like, well, doctor, I think if you say you're decent with the smithing, I imagine this can't be that much different. They're large. Let's do the large parts. The intricate pieces, perhaps we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for now,
I took introduction to smithing. Let's go that far. 101. I got a B plus.
Okay, so each limb's going to be an hour of work, and it's going to be an intelligence modified by your tool proficiency. I would also allow substituting wisdom as well if that's preferable. I'm not sure if that's preferable for Zemenius or not, but kind of instinctually finding the right.
Oh yeah, but I was thinking Dr. Carey's going to take the lead with the smithing for the big
you're going
ones.
to provide advantage.
Yeah, and give him and Zemenius will give me advantage. Just
Nice.
be like, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to roll Arcana just because Arcana has intelligence plus proficiency.
Sure.
All right, with advantage, with help. That is a
Ooh, okay.
20.
Nice.
Clang, clang, clang.
All right. The first. What are you attaching first? Legs or arms?
I feel like legs give leg.
Did you attach like the fancy leg or the normal leg?
Let's learn how to do the regular one first, just in case this takes some practice.
Okay. The first leg is beautifully attached, perfectly attached. It's a magnificent job. As that's happening down, that's like 6 checks worth of time that you guys can make to try and find the other parts.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll certainly look.
Fred's kind of asking if you still need him. You want him around, hanging around to keep looking for bits and pieces with you. The Thrycreen Cricklet has kind of like, there's way too many of you. I'm going to go and help make dinner. And he's off.
Okay.
Unless he receives a counter order.
That's
How many people does it take to cook dinner in this place? I don't know. Okay, we'll need to discuss who's in charge of the lower decks. Ryback doesn't seem like the right guy for the job.
Well, certainly not. We don't want Vina to.
Yeah.
I think
Is that a bosun thing? Is that a first mate thing? You're downstairs. I'm not.
I think instead of going downstairs, actually, I think Estria would try and go search out McKevin and see if she could find anyone from that group who can help.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're not going down to search then?
No, I'm gonna go find McKevin and also try to clear the air if I can.
Interesting. Okay.
Nice.
So, as that happens, that's after about so we're gonna have to something's gonna have happen then in that case, which is gonna interrupt what's just occurred.
Okay.
As you guys are heading back down to go and search again, you're probably about on the edge of the hole as you guys start looking at how to put that leg back on. We can use those rolls in a future moment though, so that will go perfectly in a future moment. McKevin actually appears at the edge of the shaft, and he is disheveled. He reeks of smoke. He's gasping for air. Obviously, he's not a physical person, and climbing up the rope wall has pushed him to the limits of his physical ability. He's coughing, spluttering, and he says, looking straight at Astral, who's kind of like headed that way to go and find him. He's like, "Fire in the galley. It's out of control. Must save others."